Welcome to SBA Today for the week of June 11th, where our motto is likely helpful, definitely entertaining. Tanya, what are we talking about today?
Okay, Paul, we are talking about budget time. Budget time. Yep, here it comes. New working capital program that the SBA is releasing or did release. The SBA is raising penalties. Yep. And new business apps are coming in. So anyway, we are talking about that. But first, I have got something to talk about this morning. Now, originally, I was going to talk about disappointment. Basically, when you have a disappointment or something comes down the line, whether it be work or personal, sometimes that creates another opportunity that's even better. So I had that happen last week, as far as with something that I wanted to do that I was denied doing, and then it came to be that another opportunity came up that was even better. So keep that in mind. Anyway, but today what I want to talk about is, y'all can't tell, but my makeup is different. I know, because this is on an SBA show. My makeup's different. It makes total sense that I'm going to talk about this, but there's a reason. So with my daughter, right, who is 18, she has been giving me some makeup tips. Now, some makeup tips I am not going to use because, quite honestly, highlighting my experience lines, probably not in the works for me, right? However, some of the other things I really love. And it's funny because they have lots of time to do these TikTok videos and all this fun stuff of what they see. Me being a little older and doing my own thing, right? Don't always pay attention or listen to her directives or direction or advice or options. I did, and there's some great stuff to it. In addition, this is her shirt. I went through her closet this morning instead of her going through my closet, mind you, and wore one of hers. Now, I put her stuff back. She never puts my stuff back. But anyway, the point being, she's my daughter, right? She's younger, way younger. And we've got also some similarities. So let me show you one of these pictures, and don't laugh, but we're twinning, right? It was kind of a fun little twinning thing for going to a concert. So I had worn the outfit, and then my daughter came to me and was like, "Hey, Mom, can I wear that outfit?" And she was going to a country concert. I was just like, yeah, of course, because hey, she asked for something, right? Okay, we can take that down because yeah. Anyway, but point being, yeah. So this is something that her and I both would wear. It crosses that generational gap, right? These earrings, there's no way in heck she would put these on. She thinks they're awful, but I like, the whole, I don't know, what do you call it? Just costumey, but big bright statement piece. Anyway. All right. So how does that transfer over to business? In our businesses, guys, we've got across the line different decades that are working out there. I think we don't give enough credit to all the different age groups. Now, I know in my group, we've got baby boomers, we've got Gen X, we've got millennial. We don't have the Gen Y, but it's coming. In other industries and stuff, oftentimes it's people get stuck in their ways and they want to stay in what they know, but we learn from others. We learn from not only experience of being in the industry a long time, but potentially, hey, this might work. And if we're open to it, I think we all just benefit. But anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up is in business, you loan officers out there, businesses out there, brokers out there, you know what? Think about it. And when you bring somebody new on, try to bridge those gaps and bring everybody to the table. So anyway, that's it.
Well done. That's awesome. I can't believe how close you and your daughter look. That's
like total twinning, right?
Yeah. You take total twinning to a whole new level.
Without the experience lines. Don't tell her that. She'll be like,
right. You're just more experienced, right?
Just more experienced. I like that better than, age lines or, wrinkles. Experience.
Well, let's jump into the news. So, wow, we are already talking about budget. God. So the house, now keep in mind, this still has to get passed, but this is the first one that pops up. So the House proposed the FY25 budget, and I'm not going to go over it all because I'll bore you to tears, but what the things that are in here that were very interesting and made me happy on some of them is prohibition on SBA direct lending. Woo! Please.
Well,
Right. And
We're doing it. We might not be doing it.
right. Well, I mean, because again, the comment that I like on this is none of these funds made available by this act may use to create, implement, administer, expand, or enforce a direct lending program by the SBA. And the bottom line is they want a full prohibition on SBA's recently announced direct lending plans in the 7A program. Now, keep in mind, this administration is doing a lot of stuff that the committees are not liking. So it'll be interesting on what happens on that.
Clash of the Titans.
All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then they, as for the authorization cap, they would cut it a little bit, but again, it's not a big deal. We have no subsidy. There's no reason why they wouldn't have us.
Uh-oh. Looks like Paul might have cut out. So yes. So what he was just saying is there's no reason. Oh, there he is. There he is.
That was weird. I don't know what happened.
Weird.
Yeah.
Technical issues.
Yeah, I guess so. And then they also, the secondary market cap, they are keeping that at 15 billion. So again, not too much change, but the thing that got me excited is the prohibition on direct lending, but we'll see where that all falls out when things happen. So
what about secondary market there, Paul?
Well, yeah, no, I talked about secondary market, keeping that at the 15 billion.
Right.
In 2023, it was about 8.99, but I think the secondary market, it kind of went down this week. If you follow it as religiously as I do, it went down a little bit this week and it's been going up a little bit. So, yeah, but it's budget time. So God knows what's going to happen.
We never know what's going to happen in this industry. Come on.
True that.
We have to be ready for anything across the board. Okay, the next line of business is the Small Business Administration plans to unveil new government-backed credit lines up to $5 million. Interesting, right? For small businesses, they're launching a working capital pilot program, and yeah, it's going to be designed to be more attractive for lenders and borrowers. Now, this is being released by Guzman, and yeah, we shall see how that comes down the line. Also, the new working capital lines will have an annual fee. Yeah. And maximum interest rates, 3 to 6.5%. Wow. Which would roughly be 12 to 15%. I mean, to me, that sounds like we're kind of getting into secondary lending or something. Those interest rates going up. But they can be very helpful. It
is working capital, a little higher risk.
It is. And yeah, it will get people to do a little more working capital, I think, potentially.
I agree.
Loans larger than 150,000 will then have a 75% guarantee. And losses the lenders face if customers can't repay their debts is going to be limited. Or let's see here. Yeah, limiting the losses that lenders face. And loans smaller than 150,000 have an 85% guarantee. Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be interesting. What are your thoughts on that, Paul?
It will be interesting. I think what they're trying to do is create something like, on a cap line, you have to have it, monthly monitoring and that type stuff. And I think they're trying to loosen that up a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But when you give somebody, hey, Mr. Customer Member, here's $5 million in working capital. I hope you're monitoring that or doing something with that. So, I see where they're going on this, but I also look at the risk side on this too. So we will see how that all comes out and how that's released.
That's still going to be on the bank, right? I mean, it's not like every bank's going to do it. And it's not like every customer is going to get the full $5 million. There's going to be a lot of digging in to see who warrants that versus who warrants maybe a smaller amount. So yeah, it'll be.
And I bet you when the SOP comes out on this specific program, that there's going to be certain numbers of how to determine how much working capital, because you and I both know that there's 300 ways to determine working capital. So I think SBA is going to come out with something a little bit more structured, which I hope they do, because then that would help us at least be on the same playing field.
You mean you don't want them to just say, do what you do?
Right.
Make it a little interesting.
That's right. Well, the next thing is, SBA, there's this little thing called inflation that I'm sure nobody's ever heard about. I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic, but penalties and fees are increasing. So they're increasing those due to inflation. So like SBICs, each day that you don't file goes from $314 to $324 per day. SBA supervised lenders for your report. I love this one. $7,805 a day, going up to about $8,058. Woo! Better file your reports on time. And SBA lenders, this one is a little bit more wider, but it's again, these are civil penalties, but can fine up to $24,496 a day, up to $244,000. So, I mean, I'd be really curious to see what you would have to do to really earn that penalty.
Yeah.
But again, they're raising them. So just keep your eyes open. And I'm sure that also means that our annual audit fees that we pay as institutions is probably going to go up too. So heads up, kids.
It's basically just saying, keep your noses clean, peeps.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, then you won't get the penalties. Anyway. All right, Coleman report. Thank you for this. We got out that it is happy birthday new businesses because guess what? We had more new business applications come in April this year, than any other year from like 2004 to 2020. Crazy, right? And we all know, like from 2009, 10, it dropped off, flatlined, sort of. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's just an interesting, I guess, 432,000 business acquisitions in April, 139,000 high propensity applications. I mean, hello, do you finance new businesses? Pretty sure you're going to be doing pretty well if you are. So congrats and happy birthday, all y'all. So.
Yeah, that I was really taken back by that, but also at the same point too, I get a lot of the lender match things as well. And I'm seeing a lot of new businesses come through there. So it definitely makes sense. And it's a direct correlation to this chart. So
I get a little more interesting on that lender match. I had a few more come in on Saturday. So it's making me feel like, all right, maybe I'll stop doing it some more.
There you go. Just stay away from Washington and Colorado.
Yeah, exactly. None of you guys out there can go on for Washington or Colorado. Yeah. Exactly. Anyway. All right. Well, let's see. I guess that's about it that we've got for you guys today. So if you want news when it streams, join us here on LinkedIn and or YouTube. Otherwise, if you get caught up and can't make it for one of those, anything that you stream your podcast on, we'll be on it. So and don't forget our passionate SBA professional added group out there for our family of products, which is the SBA or the BDO show and the art of SBA lending. Mm-hmm. They're awesome, guys. I've gone and watched theirs. It's really great. And it's so different. I love that we have just different information that we're all kind of putting out there to kind of help our fellow lenders out there. Anyway, what was the other thing? I was going to say something else too. As far as email. So we have added so that you guys can reach out to us if you're not, especially if you're not on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, shoot message, put a comment out there, send us a message behind the scenes, Paul or I, and or if you're on one of the streaming, we have now got, what is it here? SBA Today at artofsba.com. Send us an email if you have a question, something you want us to talk about, because quite honestly, we know this is our news. It might not be all the news. We try to give you what we can in the short amount of time we've got. So anyway, we look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday.
See you later.
See ya.